Hi everyone, I'm Gina.
And I'm Jackie.
And today we're going to show everyone how to properly warm up and cool down for a run.
Stretching before and after your run is really important, but there are two types of different stretches that you should do. There are dynamic stretches and there are static stretches. Dynamic stretches should be done before and static stretches should be done after.
Dynamic stretches are movement-based stretches which help you get warmed up for your run and also help with strength and agility. The important part about dynamic stretches is that they're only held for a few seconds between movements.
Static stretches are ones that you perform after your run to help you cool down and relax. These stretches are held for about 20 to 45 seconds for a longer period of time.
Performing static stretches before your run can actually decrease your performance because it forces your muscles to relax. This can temporarily but significantly decrease your performance because it limits your muscles' ability to exert force.
Performing static stretches before your run also might increase the risk of injury because it decreases your muscles' ability to stabilize and control motion.
Now that we know the difference between dynamic and static stretches, me and Jackie are going to show you some examples.
Before we get started with our stretches, be sure to perform at least 5 to 10 minutes of moderate intensity activity to get the muscles warmed up.
This first exercise is called walking knee hugs. It should be held for about 2 seconds on each side with your opposing leg straight with a slight bend and your shoulders directly over your hips. I like to call this Rocket Man, but it's also known as a standing quad stretch and reach. It is a great way to open up your chest and your hips from sitting. These walking leg swings are also known as the toy soldier stretch. You are using your opposite arm to reach your toe. You want to focus on keeping your back straight as well as maintaining your balance. This next stretch loosens your calf and hamstring muscles. You are keeping your front leg straight, hinging over, leaning forward from the hips as you are swooping down to reach your toe. Hold for a few seconds and then move to the other side. This next stretch is known as the A-skip. You want to drive your knee up forcefully to lift you off the ground. Keep your foot in a dorsiflex position. This prepares you to land back down on the same foot, and then you are going to switch. Now this is known as the B-skip. It's typically performed in a cycling motion in order to get down a smooth rhythm. You want to get the extended leg out and down as quick as possible. Now we're moving into static stretches. This is a standing hamstring and lower back stretch. You want to hold for about 20 seconds in the middle, 20 seconds to the right, and 20 seconds to the left. This is the quad stretch. The number one tip is to try to keep your knees as close together as possible, and if you're feeling a little unsturdy, it's best to hold on to a wall or a chair. Perform this stretch for 20 seconds before moving on to the other side. This next stretch is a standing toe touch stretch. You want to lean forward from your hips, keeping a nice round in your back and careful not to bounce or pulse. This stretch should be eased into and held for about 20 seconds. This is a side lunge stretch. You want to hinge at your hip, keeping your knee at a 90-degree angle while keeping your opposing leg straight. You want to hold this for about 20 seconds and then move to the other side. This is a standing calf stretch, and it can also be performed against the wall in order to support some of your weight and have a better balance. You want to keep your supporting leg bent, and while the calf that you are stretching, you want to keep that foot firmly planted on the ground as best as possible, being careful not to bounce or rock too much, and hold it for about 30 seconds.
Now that you know how to properly warm up and cool down, it's time to go out there and start getting some miles under your belt.
Happy running!